Hello and welcome to the incredibly influential and highly successful podcast. I am incredibly influential.
And I am highly successful.
Today is Thursday, April 20th, 420 baby. Woo woo. 2023 as we're recording this. And this is a very, very special episode. Do you know why? Do you know why, Maxwell? Do you know why this is a very special episode?
Yes, I do. And it is ironically not what you're hyping up.
It
It is
isn't.
something different.
Yes,
It
it is.
is we are celebrating our your 1 year anniversary. The podcast
Yes.
1 year anniversary.
Yes. This show has been going on for a whole year. Who'd have thought? Who would have let this happen for over a year? That's the real question.
Yeah, or who didn't stop it?
Exactly, right? You know, we had our hurdles. We had some very difficult weeks.
Yeah, I'm not the same guy you checked in with when you
Yeah.
checked in this podcast 1 year ago.
The turnover is surprisingly high.
Hmm. A
But
lot can happen in 1 year.
indeed. But we're fuck it, we ball. Fuck it, we ball. That's gonna be that's a running theme, I would say. Is
Yeah,
fuck it, we ball.
the theme of the podcast.
I mean, certainly one of the themes. But yeah, I can't believe this show was allowed to continue for as long as it has.
Yes.
But yeah,
Um,
April
well,
26th will be
we're
the
celebrating
1
it on
year.
this day. Is that the
Yes.
day you want to celebrate it? Well, if you're going to do this every Wednesday by next year, you probably won't be celebrating 420 on it. So
No, this is a
you'll make it a
bonus.
much less exciting anniversary, I guess.
Indeed. It'll be much less exciting next year, but still, it's fucking awesome. I'm very excited. Uh yeah. I mean, I'm sure I'll get sappy later, but for now I want to stay sort of
Well, how do you want
ironic.
to mark this year anniversary for whatever this is that you've created?
I want to how about this? How about we each go through all of the titles of all the episodes that mostly I came up with.
That I think they are all entirely what you came up with. I certainly had
No,
nothing to do with them.
my old co-host had he came up with a few. He came up with a few bangers. Um but really there's a lot of really really fun ones. Um
Yeah,
uh
well, if you'd like to.
I'll how about I pick 3 and you pick 3?
I have to go through a year's worth of.
It's only 52 episodes. Calm down.
All right,
I like
let's see
Dwayne
what
the
your
Cock Johnson.
selection is.
Dwayne the Cock Johnson is pretty solid. Um, Friendzoned by Shrek, gotta admit, very good. And then I think Fitness and CDs is probably my top 3. That's a pretty good one. Um, yeah. What about you?
Well, I have to get there first. You gotta give me a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Go pull up your entire list.
Oh yeah. Um.
Well, those are certainly. Do they tell me anything about those episodes?
Yeah, I usually try to keep it on brand, on theme.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
you have named this one. Uh,
Unus Anus.
yes, to
instead of
mark a
Unus
year.
Unus Annus, which is 1 year in Latin, as you might be familiar with. No, it's Unus Anus, because this this show is about on quality for that. You know that's about
Yeah.
the quality of this show. You're welcome. By the way, what would you do without us, really?
No, I think after those top four titles you gave us, it is entirely on brand
Yeah.
for the
What are you
podcast.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking? I think I think two white guys talk about Black Panther is also a pretty good one. And then the sequel to that, two white guys talk about Black Friday, also a very good one.
You had
I'm
those two back to back.
yeah, not back to back. There was one episode in between. Um, don't record podcast at 3 a.m. Parentheses scary. That one's pretty good. Um,
Here's a good one. Just an absolute mess.
that was just an absolute mess. That's one of my favorite episodes, honestly. As far
Yeah,
as like quality of the episodes go, um, I
you
think
like that.
probably yeah. I think we need to talk about Maya was pretty good. Um, the BuzzFeed Breakfast Bonanza was pretty fun. Friend Zone by Shrek. Fitness and CDs was really funny. All our guest episodes are really solid too. Um, yeah, Friend Zone by Shrek, Fitness and CDs. Uh, all right, so episode 20 was the episode where I wasn't allowed to swear or be negative, and I think the pure vitriol in my delivery as I try and stay positive was very solid.
Yeah, I
But
passed by that title.
yeah,
Uh,
episode
now I
21 is
see.
really good. Yeah. Um oh, as far as titles, my wife's boyfriend's favorite episode, that's a pretty good one. I'll take credit for that one. I did come up with that. Ren Fair Done That. Not really the funniest title, but I think it was a clever play on words. I think that was pretty cool. I like
What
that
is it
one.
called again?
Ren Fair Done That, like Renaissance Fair instead of Been There. I thought it was pretty cool.
Ah, yes. That is such a stretch.
It rhymes.
It did rhyme.
Yeah. Yeah, all our guest episodes were pretty good. The Bacon Number episode was pretty damn funny.
I'm trying to figure out why this episode with me is called No Homeowner.
Oh, because I was
Oh,
buying a house.
because of your house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I
It's
see.
no homo, but with ner at the end. So as far as titles go, No Homeowner is pretty solid. That's a recent favorite. Recent addition to the collection.
Yes.
Pants Down at the Urinal, part 1 and 2. Um, very, very.
There wasn't enough to say in one episode.
Um, I couldn't come. Truth be told, now that it's been a couple weeks, truth be told, I couldn't come up with the title, so I brought that up there at the end, and I was like, you know what, we'll just call it part 2.
You know what?
But
That sounds, yeah, that sounds about right.
all right, what is your opinion on Pants Down at the Urinal? If
Well, I
you
think
walk
it's
into a
on
public,
brand
if you
of
walk
your
into a
channel, of this
if no
channel.
no, like if you walk into a public bathroom and there's a guy pants down, shirt up, nipples out, ass out, pants down to the ankles, pissing at the urinal. What are your thoughts?
I probably do what I usually do, and I take the stall.
I think that's a power move, honestly. I said it before and I'll say it again. That is the most powerful way to pee. Is pants down, shirt up, nipples out, ass out,
Yeah,
dick
but
out.
what would you do?
What would I do? I'd
Yeah,
fucking be in awe. I'd probably piss myself, honestly. I'd just be like, oh shit. He's way too powerful.
yeah, you would do the opposite. You would piss, shirt down, pants up.
Yeah. Yeah, I would. Honestly, you have a point there. You have a point there.
Yeah, I
Sometimes
guess that would be what you do.
sometimes I think I don't have the inner strength to be able to do that. So,
Well, maybe seeing that is what makes you do it.
you know what? You're right. You're right. I want to see. Okay, that I started that sentence with "I want to see," and I think that is sort of the
That,
wrong way to
yeah,
go about it. So
is this?
I'm glad I caught myself there, but
I don't know. What
I
did we
need
call this episode again?
Unus
Anus.
anus.
Unus anus. So I
Oh,
mean,
we're
I
going
mean,
to
if I'm
fucking
presuming if you're
hell.
looking, if this is the course of events that happens, if someone does this and you look at them,
I
and you
mean,
probably see their anus.
well, it depends on how thick they are. If they got like junk in the trunk, it's probably covering. If they got the cheeks, bro, they got the cheeks. You gotta like pull them back if you want to see that. But it depends. It depends.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Well, if you're gonna invest that in that,
yeah.
pulling them back.
I mean, I never said I was, but
Yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
let me say what I was gonna say. Right. I think I need that sort of inspiration in my life, like to come across that in the wild, like a grown man, like in his 30s, doing that, just not a care in the world, just absolutely dominating that public restroom. I think I need that sort of inspiration in my life to truly achieve my full potential, and I have not gotten that yet. And I think that's why I'm not there
So
yet.
you're telling me that when it does happen, it will be a life-changing experience for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
My co-host, everyone.
You're welcome. Where would you all be without me? Every week minus one. Every week minus one since
Yeah, we
April
would be -1.
26th,
Mhm.
2022. Where would you be without us? I don't know, and I
One
don't
and
think you
one.
want to think about that. I don't think anyone wants to think about that. I think you should all be
No.
grateful that we're here.
Instead, we should just like all bask in this conversation about a man
Absolutely.
who who wants to see a shirt up, pants down, stand,
I mean,
stance. Yeah.
I think that's a power move. I think that's a power move, and I think more people need to do that. I think if uh women had urinals, um I think it would really help them out too. I think that would really I think due to the rare but like still more common than like in the woman's restroom, like due to the fact that men are still more likely to see it than women, I think that's why patriarchy happened.
See what? See a man
Man, shirt
take a
up, pants
piss
down at the
like that.
urinal. Yeah,
Um.
I think it.
Okay. Well.
I think that's what created patriarchy. Is it just made us too strong? I think more women need to see that.
Yeah. I mean, you can have your own views, but I wouldn't force them on other people.
No, no, no. I'm just saying. That's my theory. I'm sticking to it. Um, I'm a scientist. Okay, I'm a researcher, and I think if we tested that, it would show some promising results. Is all I'm gonna say. Um, yeah, I think that's yeah, that's a theory, or it's a hypothesis. Sorry, I
Yeah.
don't like the misuse of the word theory.
I'm gonna
That
let you sit with that. You know.
Yeah, I
We'll
think
let
I think
that.
all of us should sit with that for a moment. So
We'll
just
let that
pause.
take simmer.
Yeah, pause the podcast and really ponder that. Really, 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 let the mouthfeel of that take really like go around in your mouth. Really, really,
It's
really
kind of
bask in it.
gross. I kind of don't even like the image of it as a guy, but in this opinion you have,
I think the sooner we all get over that, the better off we'll be. I think we'll be. I think it'll be a very good. I think it separates the wheat from the chaff. Honestly, if you've got the balls to do that, then you've got the balls to make it in this industry, in any industry really,
yeah, the industry.
any industry really. If you're comfortable with that, if you're pissing ass out, nipples out, pants around the ankles, you've got it, man. You've got it. So go out there. This is my mission for everyone. Everyone who listens to this. Everyone who goes into a bathroom with urinals, I need you to piss pants down around your ankles. You don't have to do shirt up, but at least pants down around the ankles, okay?
And you're asking everyone who listens to the podcast.
Everyone who listens that goes into a bathroom that has urinals.
Okay.
That's my mission for you. That's my mission for all of you.
So you're
Get out there
probably
and
going to
do
say
it.
even people who accidentally go into a bathroom with
If you
urinals
go
and they didn't
into
intend to.
if you go into a urinal bathroom and you didn't intend to, and even if that's not like your intended bathroom, I need you to do it. That's your homework. That's your homework this week. That's right. We give out homework on this show now. Fucking plot twist.
That's
There
only
you
in the
go.
scenario you accidentally go into one. If you don't normally go
Yeah.
into one, you must do this.
Yeah. But if
Buddy,
you
what you're
normally
saying.
go into bathrooms with urinals, you have to do it too. I believe in you.
Yes, it's for everyone.
I believe in you.
This is what you're saying.
Absolutely. And I'll stand by it. I will stand by it. This is I think we're really hitting our stride on the pants down at the urinal trilogy here. I think
Yeah, you think this is like another part in that series
I think
you've
so.
created?
I think it is, and I think we're really hitting our stride with it, and I think this is the strongest example so far. I think I've really made a lot of good points, and yeah, I think it's all up to you guys. You know, I think you can really make some waves here in the industry.
Well, I think we are delivering the exact brand of our. Is this incredibly influential, would you say? Would you
I'd
say
say
you
it's a
are
bit of both.
spreading influence
I'd say it's
to
a
the
bit of both. You
masses?
know, I'm being incredibly influential to make them highly successful.
Is this
You know,
okay,
I think
that's
we're really delivering the tools for success, and it's up to you to use them.
yes.
I'm
If
loving
that's
this episode already.
that's
We're
your
hitting
hope,
it.
yeah. That's your
We
hope
are
for being incredibly influential, is you get that word out
we are
to
hitting
everyone.
it. We're really hitting our stride here already. It's only been 17 minutes 30 seconds. We're already blazing through. Holy shit. Holy shit,
Yeah,
this is
I think we
crazy.
could talk about something else, unless you want to continue.
You're very quiet right now.
Me?
Yes, you.
I'm
Now,
quiet?
now you're better. Now you're better.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think we could talk about something else. Well, first of all, we made a wager last episode. Are
We
you
did.
familiar with the wager we made?
We did.
And I've got the list right here. Are you ready to be reminded of this?
You sent me a copy of the list.
I did send you a copy of the list. But I just want to reread it for, if you're just joining us. But if you are, we made some predictions about the season finale of The Mandalorian. We each made 6, and we had a little wager going, and the person who had the most predictions come true would be spared the fate of having to wear the Han Solo costume and dance the Han Solo dance from Connect Star Wars. And I'm just gonna read you the list. So for me, I predicted number 1 that Grogu would talk. Number 2 that Carson Teva would save the day. Number 3 that Axe Woes would come close to but not die. We would find out what captured Din in episode 2. The weird monkey things would be mutated Taung confirmed, and Bo-Katan confirmed as Paz Vizsla's mommy. And your list was that Manda would stay captured, Navarro would be destroyed, Thrawn would show up, the Mythosaur would fight Gideon, Bo would lose the Darksaber again, and that we would go back to Tatooine. Now, spoilers for if you still haven't watched it yet. Um, but I my we're kind of sitting at like 1.5 to about 3/4. Uh, I predicted that Grogu would kind of talk, and he kind of did using the droid. So that's like half true.
This is your point that you are giving yourself.
And
If you watch the
two,
episode,
number two was the axe woes would come close to but not die, which that's fully true. So I'm at like one ish to somewhere between 1 and 2. And you predicted that Bo would lose the Darksaber again. And that's sort of half
which she
true.
does.
You know, I'll give you like 3/4 to 1 point. But
Which she loses. Spoilers, by the way. She
it she
loses the
doesn't
Darksaber.
she doesn't lose it, it breaks. I'm pretty sure she picked up the pieces.
Yeah, but does she have it?
She has the pieces. She has all of the constituent atoms that made up the Darksaber, yes. If you fucking died, but I still had your corpse, I technically still have you,
I mean,
right?
I guess we still have Anakin's lightsaber throughout the whole universe, even if it breaks
And
or
it's in the sand.
falls
Or
or
goes in
it's
the
in
sand.
sand. It's
Yeah,
still he didn't lose it
yeah.
because he put it in sand.
But I will give you like 3/4 credit for that. I'll give you 3/4 credit for that. But unfortunately, that does mean that I won. Which means, therefore, that I think we decided on the date for this. We amended our original deal off camera, but off microphone, I guess. Off microphone, we said that uh you would do it for May 4th for when that happened. So we're just look out for that because Maxwell will be in costume doing the Han Solo dance, and I'm very excited for that. Are you very excited, Maxwell?
Well, so concludes the season.
Yeah.
I mean,
What do you think?
you just you're just jealous, honestly, because you probably wouldn't nail the dance as well as I will.
I mean, I certainly can't do as good of a Han Solo impression as you. I will freely admit that. But I don't
Well,
know if that really.
yeah,
Let's get a taste of it. Let's get a taste of it.
neither the Han Solo impression nor the dance would be achieved better
You might have a point.
between the two of us than by
You
me.
might have a point. And I'm glad that I don't have to find that out. I'm glad that I don't have to find that out. I'm glad that you get to
Yeah.
do that all by yourself.
Well, I'm pronouncing that fact.
You're free to hold that opinion. I won't challenge you on it. Because I don't
Cool.
have to.
I am
Oh,
highly successful in getting that point across. That
you
I'm
know,
better at
yeah,
both.
you know, fair play to you. Fair play to you. Fair credit. What did you think of the episode overall?
It was fine.
Yeah,
I
certainly the
mean,
weakest of the season finales. I'll say that.
yeah, which kind of sucks. I mean, like, um, I don't know. I, I guess I just wanted more of the stuff that led to the end of the season to happen near the
Mm,
beginning.
mm-hmm. I get that. I feel that.
Cause like, um, I don't know. I felt like in each of the previous seasons, something that like builds up to the finale will be introduced probably earlier in the season, and it wasn't really
Yeah.
done until the the like third episode, the like third to last episode at the end of the episode. Like nothing about the third to the last episode up until that point had any relevance to like the villain, unless you count the pirates. But I feel like
Um,
that was also like um, kind of didn't.
what?
I wish there was some like connection, like some meeting with the pirates and like the
Yeah,
Empire,
I,
because
yeah, I get
that's
that.
just my opinion though.
I think. Well, there
I'm
was
kind
that
of
little bit.
going off. What?
There was that little bit that tied into it because episode 3, the Andor ripoff, that that happened.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
That
but
does build that.
yeah. Um, I I said something in a conversation I was having where I was arguing that Andor is no better than a 7.5 out of 10. Um, and I
Yeah,
still
you were
stand by that.
arguing this.
I still stand by that. Um, I said
And you'd be
that
wrong.
I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong actually. I would say what I said was Tony Gilroy and making baffling story decisions. Name a more iconic duo.
You'd think it was a weird story decision, how that
For
show was written.
parts of it, yeah. Lot of dropped plot threads. Lot of dropped plot threads.
Explain, elaborate.
Uh, killed Marva off screen. You know, you've got one of the most talented actresses out of the UK ever.
That's your contrivance, is that
That
you
that's
don't
one of
see
them.
this person die.
No, I have a
Isn't that?
bigger one later. I have a bigger one
Let
later.
me ask you something.
It's a
Is
franchise known for very iconic death scenes. We could have got something good out of it. She's a really good actress, and he kills her off screen.
yeah,
It's a waste of potential.
yeah, but like I feel like you don't really, you're not understanding Star Wars too well for like, people's deaths happen off screen in Star Wars.
Where? When?
Bail Organa.
He wasn't even a character. They didn't even give him a name.
Bail
He doesn't
Organa
count.
is, but like in the overarching story of Star Wars, as an example, I would say you don't see Saw Gerrera die.
Still, yeah. I mean, but in the first six,
You
in
see,
the
like you
first
see,
six,
there are so many big characters that don't die. But let me give you something else about the show that you might have missed, which is that Cassian isn't there when her mother dies.
yeah,
And
he
since it's a
also isn't
show,
there.
since it's a show called Andor, right? Wouldn't it make sense that we wouldn't see Marva die either?
What's Marva's last name?
Andor?
Exactly. So it's a show about
Okay,
her too.
okay.
It's show don't tell. It violates one of the most basic storytelling
Boring
things
storytelling
ever.
beats.
Show don't tell. All we had to do was have her say that final last bit. I'm sure they filmed something for it too, but fucking Tony deleted it. He doesn't he makes baffling choices. And here's another one. Here's
I
another
think it
one.
was a great choice,
Here's another one.
and you can't knock me on that.
Here's another one.
Yeah.
So,
Here's another drop plot point, you say?
yes. First scene in the show. Where's Cassian going? He's going to a whorehouse. Why is he going to a whorehouse? He wants to find his sister. He is
Okay.
very invested in finding his sister. He is
Yeah.
smuggled off planet. You know, he's got like alibis and everything, right? And he's willing to ice two motherfuckers to find his sister. He kills two motherfuckers,
That's not
two
really why he
cops.
does it.
I mean, but he's doing it so that way he doesn't have to like, get caught and like, have it just be like, okay, I was going here to find my sister. He doesn't want to tell the Empire that. He is willing to ice those two motherfuckers completely stone dead. But he completely forgets about it. Completely forgets about it. After that first episode, we don't hear a single mention of his sister for the rest of the season. That was his main
Yeah, we
driving
do.
motivation. No, we don't. We
We
don't.
do. We
Uh-uh.
actually hear it from Marva, his mother.
I'm pretty sure that was later on in the first episode. But
She
again,
tells, but let's say after he kills those people, after this part of the story, it is
yes.
brought up again by his mother
Okay,
that he
but
should
not
stop
after the
looking
first
for his
episode.
sister.
But not after the first episode.
But doesn't that give you a cohesive enough, like, why is he going to talk about his sister the whole episode when, like, we know he can't find her and we know he's, like, preoccupied with something else? I think it, like,
Because that's his driving motivation. That's what he cares about. That's what he cares about more than anything. He doesn't care about the rebellion. He doesn't care about the empire. He wants to find
are
his
you
sister.
declaring that? Are
I
you,
mean,
like, just,
it's pretty solid evidence. Yeah.
are you saying that for the whole show? I think you're, like, kind of, I don't know. You're,
If you
you're
start
you're really
out
focusing on something like,
showing the character's motivation,
and I'm like wondering, do you not think like what was given for that, was it not to your liking?
I just want him to
Um,
bring it up again. I just want him to bring it up again. Because apparently he cares a lot about it, but not enough to fucking actually bother to continue looking.
well, it bothered him enough to start the whole show, you know.
But during the rest of the show, he doesn't talk about it. He doesn't talk about it. It doesn't affect him. Nothing. Zero, zilch, nada. And I think that's annoying because
I think it tells us a lot about his character. If
what does it tell us about his character if
well,
he
it tells us that he's willing to, like, you know, lie and, sneak into another planet and, like,
but what does it tell
go
us about his
somewhere.
character that he's willing to completely forget about that?
He's disregarding a lot of protocol to look for his sister in the very beginning of the show, I feel.
I know that, and I agree with that. That's
That's
strong
how he gets in
characterization.
trouble in
That's strong characterization, yeah. But
but doesn't it tell you something about the character as
I
soon as the show starts?
here's a quick story fix. Quick story fix for season 1. Instead of him getting caught on that beach planet because he wanted to bang some chick, how about he goes looking for his sister again? How about it? Why the fuck not? Right? And then he gets caught, and then he gets sent to prison. That's all I wanted was another mention of it, another morsel of it outside of that one that one little bit in the first episode. That's all I wanted.
I mean, I don't know, cuz it's him killing those two corpos that motivates his need to, like, leave the planet. Like,
It,
it makes sense.
I get that,
Why would he leave the planet to look for his sister when he's already, like, in more trouble for something different, you know?
but if he's willing to kill those two corpos for her,
And if he has to leave his, like, current family and his current family tells him do not look for your sister, do you, like, I don't know, is that not enough to, like, explore that part of his character?
I think it would. I don't think Cassian is the type of person to listen to Marva about that, considering that he doesn't listen to Marva. I think that is another decision that doesn't make a lot of sense. I think Cassian Andor does not listen to Marva.
So you
He's
think
not.
that makes the show bad? I'm confused.
I think it's a story decision that doesn't make sense, and I think with a few rewrites and a couple more mentions of her,
But then what kind of character would Cassian be? He'd be like a
he'd be a
mom
character who gives a
abiding
no.
person who doesn't care about, like, killing people.
Yeah.
That would not make him a very interesting
No,
or
no, no. I think you're misunderstanding the extent of my proposed rewrites. I'm just saying, literally, like a few lines of dialogue. Maybe like he brings it up later, like maybe when he's in prison, right? Like he's having a conversation with one of the prisoners, and he's like, maybe he's talking to Kino or he's talking to Melshi, someone like that. I don't know. But he's just like, you know,
Yo, I have
uh,
a sister that
that's
I
who I'm
don't.
gonna find when I get out. Yeah, something like that.
You
Just
want
bring it
something
up.
like that?
Just bring it
That's.
up.
But
Because you have to,
why?
because you
Why?
can't see a character's thoughts, so they have to talk about what they're
So they have
feeling.
to talk to people about them?
Yes,
That's.
that's how theater works. As a
Star Wars is
fellow,
not theater.
it is theater. It's all theater. Everything is theater. The whole
No,
world's a stage.
no, it's like they're different. I don't. What? Okay. I mean, it's hard to argue with you about this.
As a fellow thespian, you should understand that.
As somebody who, I don't know, like it's television. Why it's why are
You
you
have to
comparing it to
talk
theater?
because you have to because in principle it's the same. And we got to get off this before the ad break. But in principle, it's the same in that the audience
You
can't,
want you want your main character to tell their thoughts to strangers.
not strangers, but like they have
But
to.
but also just like I don't know, stuff that just wouldn't like I don't like why I'm so confused. I don't get why he would bring that up
Either he
in
should
like
be
any of the
acting in
scenarios.
furtherance of his motivation, or he should be telling people about his motivation. Either way, it's characterization. It's characterization, right?
Have Hey Kale, have
Yeah.
you seen my sister?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I have.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for telling me, bro.
She's at my
Bro,
house.
I'm
Don't come over. She don't want to
glad
see
I
you.
could check with you
Yeah.
that you've
But
seen my sister.
I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying here, right? But it's not a book. It's not like we're in the character's thoughts, right? There's no like narrator. There's no one like we can't we don't have access to their inner thoughts, right? Sorry. Sorry, I had to cough real quick. But um like
Yeah, we don't
does that make
because that's
sense?
not how yeah, because it's not how like the world works.
Yeah.
Like
So, if
for
we
a
want to
certain
know
medium, it
what's
makes more sense, you
yeah,
know.
so if we
So
want
like
to know what's
musical
going
theater,
on,
yeah, I get it because they're singing a song about what they're thinking.
yeah,
Okay. And
or
they're
in
usually
Shakespeare.
singing it to someone. Okay. But um I don't know. I think they also matched like the beat in the plot. Like they're not gonna I just think that like he would not have any reason to bring up like his sister
Then he should
after.
have done something in furtherance of finding her.
But didn't he tell us like what his needs were to other people and
Not after that
they like
first
made
show.
sense?
After that first show, he's like, "Oh, I just want to survive." But we don't. We he has nothing as if you leave out that first episode, right? Cassian has nothing to live for, right? It's the whole like if you've got nothing to live for, then
That is
you're
a
just
really strong
surviving.
claim to make about
Then
this
he's just
character.
it's like he's just surviving, right? Because without that motivation of like finding his sister, what are his goals? Like he doesn't really like the Empire, but he doesn't really care that much about getting rid of them, you know?
Okay, well that tells you something about his character, but what do other things that he does in the show tell you about his character?
That
Find
he
out
just wants to
after the ad
survive.
break.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen after the ad break.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. This episode has been generously sponsored by skunknuggetparenting.com, run by my own talented mother. Parenting is hard. Sometimes kids and parents are like night and day. It can be very hard to get on the same page with them, and a lot of parents have anxiety that maybe they're doing it all wrong. Luckily, there is a service out there that can help. Skunk Nugget Parenting Solutions is a company that provides parent coaching services, resource referrals, and psychological profiling, along with 24/7 phone and text access in an all virtual program. Plus, the first consultation is free. In order to get this amazing service, please visit skunknuggetparenting.com. That is skunknuggetparenting.com. Thank you to Skunk Nugget Parenting Solutions for sponsoring this episode. Thank you all for listening. And now, back to the podcast. Welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us. Let's talk real quick. You give your final
Real
points. I'll give
quick,
my final
real
points.
quick, I will give you a fully in-depth explanation on Andor's motivations and how they shape his character in the show.
All right, you have 3 minutes.
Because
Go.
you need to be educated. Well, we can go from like him looking for his sister and wanting to escape the Empire. And, he can't really escape from it. His only option is to take on a job that fights against them. And so he does that. And it still doesn't change what he wants to do, right? So he decides to escape and run away. And then even after he's done that, he realizes, okay, the Empire still gets in the way of me being able to live. So I need to escape the prison. It isn't enough that I can, do my service like this character who I'm alongside, um, who's called Kino Loy. It's like this character wants to, you know, follow the rules of the system in order to like go through whatever. And Cassian has already had this experience where he's actively defied the 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 Empire, right? And then he goes ahead and is like, okay, we can't just like follow their orders. We have to like do something about it. And okay, here's this turning point for his character, and it's rooted from what he's already gone through because he's gone through something different than the rest of the characters he's with, and he's he's you know saying things or like combating with this other person who has a different ideology, and he changes that person's way of thinking through the show. These are like, I don't know, but like then he has like cause for you know, fighting for other people and standing up to the Empire. And then we come to the last episodes of the show, and you realize the people in his community are also being affected by the Empire. And so he has a motivation to, help those people from that um, entity. And that's what concludes the show. That's what the finale is, which I think is like, I don't know. Just how can you make that one thing that he does at the end mean like, I don't know, it feels on brand for Star Wars. I don't know. I'm like really confused how
I
like
just
these
think,
things feel like disconnected because you know um he I mean the first Star Wars is about rescuing the princess, right? It's about saving this one person who
yeah,
intends will save a lot more people. All right,
yeah,
like there's more of that, but like that's all he does in that last episode is he saves one person. Um, and
yeah.
so I think it follows like kind of the I, I don't know. I think it what what he does as a character lines up with like
I
who he is and what happens in the show.
I just think we should have had the sister as a through line. That's all. That's really my whole thing. Is I don't think we should have dropped it completely. I think it should have. I think that's how he should have got caught
Yeah, you
on
like the
that beach
sibling
planet.
stuff.
I I just think it's important to him, and I think it's interesting. Um, but
But what
the
about
only
those other people
motivation,
that he actually like saw during the show? Didn't those people seem important to him too? Those people
It's
seem pretty important.
kind of. I think what they really could have done, and this would have saved it for me, is if they had like maybe just done a little bit more to draw the parallels between like, okay, I couldn't find my sister, I couldn't save her, but I can save Bix, you know? Like I can save Bix clean, you know? That's something, right? Just something. Just give me something. Because it seemed really important to him in the first
Didn't they
episode.
save her? I'm confused. Wait,
Yeah,
what
they
is?
saved her. And
Okay,
I wish he would
so
have
what
been
is it?
like, you know, I couldn't get to my sister, you know, I couldn't
That's
find her in that
so
first episode.
dumb.
It's something. It's fucking something. That's all I wanted was
Why can't
something.
he? Why can't this person being who they are mean enough to this character that he has to go like, "Yo, I wish you were someone else." That's kind
No,
of
it's
shitty.
you're not getting my point. You're not getting my point. But we need to move on. All I'm saying is he it I just wanted it to be a through line and not just his motivation in the first episode. That's it. That's all. But back to Mando season 3 cuz we
Yeah,
totally skipped over that. Um I have a theory, by the way.
go watch Andor. This is like the better message.
Go
Your
watch
your
the
pants
first and
down,
third
you know,
episodes
is one
of
thing,
every arc.
but
Go watch
I'd
the
I'd
first
say
and third
this show
episodes
is
of
good.
every arc.
Don't what?
Watch the first and third episodes of every arc, skip the middle ones.
Why? Then you're
Because they're,
just not watching the show
cause they're
correctly.
boring. They're a little bit boring. You gotta admit that those middle episodes were a little bit boring.
I don't know. I like that show. I like that show more than The Mandalorian, but like they're different shows, so that's okay, you know.
I'm not sure I like the I,
But I
I'm
guess like they're not like I don't know. Like I mean like a show overall. Like I don't know what Star Wars is just so many things, okay? And it's I don't know. Sometimes it can be like the season 3 finale, but sometimes it can be
like the season 2 finale.
like Andor.
Uh
I mean, season 2 kind of had this big fight happen, you know. I mean,
yeah.
I kind of get what you mean. Like there was
Yeah.
a pretty big like emotional beat for uh the Mandalorian character. And
Yeah.
and that doesn't really happen in the finale in this show. He
Yeah.
doesn't really do anything. He just kind of like fights a lot, which I mean is fine. And he does like, you know, morally good things.
He's
Okay.
accepted his role as a father. I think that's pretty significant because in the first season finale he's like, okay, he's a foundling. I've got to protect him because he's under my care. And then in Mandalorian season 2, he's like, you know, I've got to let him go because he's a Jedi. He needs training. He needs to be taught. And then in Book of Boba Fett, he's like, all right, he's back in my care. He wants to be with me. You know, I need to teach him to be a Mandalorian. And then in this season finale, he's like, okay, our relationship has gone beyond, you know, mentor and apprentice. It's father and son. Like he's fully accepted Grogu as his son, and I think that's the big beat for his arc. And I looked on Twitter, and apparently that beat hit some people pretty hard, and that was what everyone was talking about because they were like, "Oh, this season finale is going to be really emotionally important," and I think that was what they were talking about. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I think that's pretty cool.
yeah,
I think
I like that.
yeah, it like it it makes that story, that part of the show like means less somehow with the Book of Boba Fett. I don't know, in my opinion. I just like cuz the season ends with him like giving away the guy and then the end of the next season, he adopts him. That's a
Yeah.
pretty big flip, right?
Well, I think it's part of that whole if you love something, set it free. If it comes back to you, it's yours, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think that's part of it. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was interesting. I thought uh it was a decent finale to that sort of arc. You know, he's trusting Grogu more, and he's coming to appreciate him more. And now he finally admits to himself and everyone else that he that he actually like loves Grogu as a son. And I think that I you can draw obvious parallels between this and The Last of Us, uh, where he plays basically the same fucking character, and yeah, there's a lot of obvious parallels there where he finally accepts that Ellie is like his adopted daughter, and I think
Yeah.
that's yeah,
I can't believe he would do such a thing and kill all those, test tube Giancarlo Espositos. Imagine
fucking
having
for
like a whole
real.
bunch of them.
That actually, all right, that leads into my theory, right? I brought up a theory. This is a theory that I saw. Notice how Giancarlo Esposito did not have a mustache when playing Moff Gideon this time. No mustache. But he had the mustache in the previous two season
Oh,
finales.
so you think that he's a clone?
That was the theory that I saw. My main explanation is he's
Yo,
not dead.
what if we get like, that Breaking Bad bit,
Yeah,
that like YouTube video? There's a YouTube video where like the dad from Malcolm in the Middle, who's played by the same actor, Bryan
yeah,
Cranston,
Heisenberg, yeah, Bryan Cranston.
wakes up and is like, I had this terrible dream where I was a chemistry teacher and I had cancer and I had to sell meth. What if we got like a short bit in an alternate timeline where the clones come to life and they play different, like, they're in Star Wars, but they're like clones with different personalities, and those personalities are just
Los Pollos
roles.
Hermanos,
Yeah, like Gus Fring or
the guy from Far Cry 6 who nobody
he's
remembers.
yeah, uh he plays someone in Do the Right Thing. Uh
I believe he was the wolf in the dad wolf in Jungle Book remake, like the
he
live
plays
action Jungle Book remake.
he plays Buggin' Out. Okay, so what if there's a Star Wars? What if there's a clone in Star Wars? And they had like clone names. So
Yeah,
maybe that guy was Buggin'.
and then
And
Buuggin. Yeah, that'd be funny.
yeah.
Um,
And then one was, the Chicken Man.
Goose Fring,
But
Goose Fring. Yeah.
I mean,
I
Fring would probably be fine.
I think it should be. Uh, I
Hermano
wish
would
it
be
was.
kind of cool,
I
but
wish
it
it
doesn't
would
make
be
sense, I
in
guess.
Better Call Saul. I wish it would be in Better Call Saul that fucking Gus Fring wakes up and he's like, I had a terrible nightmare when I was the villain of a Star Wars children's
Yeah,
TV show.
I was a warlord or whatever, you
Yeah,
know.
but I don't know. I think he lived. I think he got burned. I think he's gonna be like Darth Vader, where like the armor's like fused to his skin now. I think that would be pretty
Yeah.
cool.
You think they'll bring him back?
I hope so. I think that'd be cool to have him play second fiddle to Thrawn, because I don't think Brendel Hux or Captain Pelion are gonna be good second
Whoa.
fiddles.
You're not you're not gonna undersell Pelion, right?
I mean, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. I want to see Eli though. Where's that motherfucker Eli? Where's he at? I want to see him. I miss him.
I don't know who Eli is.
Eli Vanto. He so in the new Thrawn books, Eli Vanto is like his like the Robin to Thrawn's Batman.
Oh,
So they're
interesting.
gay for each other. They're really gay for each other.
Oh. Um,
I
well,
I don't know if that's confirmed.
hopefully his character comes into live action. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because they did
Apparently,
that for Cobb Vanth, who was
yeah.
originally a guy only in the books.
hmm Um
So they could They could add that person. But Pelion is great. I mean, like that's
It isn't the
I'm
first
not
time
gonna
that he
lie.
showed up.
That is like the kind of stuff I liked in the show. Is like I don't know. The villains were great in this season. I liked the bad things. I liked them
Yeah,
more than like the stuff in I don't know.
yeah,
Um,
I feel that.
it felt pretty cool. That was my
Yeah,
opinion.
I thought it was cool to see Brendel Hux, even though it was the wrong actor. I think I brought that up last time. I
You
think it should
did.
have been Brendan Gleeson, but whatever. Um,
I think it's still cool because you only get one guy to play that role. So why not? Why like does it? I don't know. I think it was still cool in the show that
yeah,
he gets a role and he's like plays this character because that is also a pretty big character in the expanded lore of Star Wars that you
yeah.
get to see there.
But well, that's not the first time Pelion has showed up. If you remember in Rebels, in the Rebels finale, he gets a voice line.
But do they use the same actor?
I am not sure. Uh,
That is
I can
interesting.
look.
I didn't remember him having a voice. I just remember
Oh,
Thrawn
voiced by
saying
Jim
something.
Cummings. Voiced by Jim Cummings. And then he was played by Xander Berkeley. But yeah, voiced by
Okay.
Jim Cummings. And you know who Jim Cummings is, right?
Yeah, that name is familiar.
Hondo Onaka, Winnie the Goddamn Pooh.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, that's who voiced him in that Rebels episode. But yeah, this is a new guy.
Nice. Good for him. That
Yeah,
man deserves like the coolest characters in Star Wars to play because
I
he plays the coolest character in Star Wars. In my opinion, I think you don't get higher than Hondo.
I mean, uh, he's not the coolest, but he's pretty damn cool. I would say if we're going by who's the coolest character in all of Star Wars, and we're not doing like custom characters from like the RPG games like uh KOTOR, SWOTOR,
It's
that type of shit.
Hondo. It's Hondo. If
Mm,
anyone, if
uh,
anyone's like, if anyone needs to watch a character in Star Wars, I don't know.
I think
Hondo's great.
I think
If you want to
honestly,
laugh.
if you want to laugh, yeah, but I think honestly, after having watched Obi-Wan Kenobi, I think it's probably Obi-Wan. I think he's my favorite now. Honestly, I think they did him really well in that show, and Sir Alec Guinness and should be Sir Ewan McGregor.
I mean, that's also a good like pick. He's a
Yeah,
pretty big Star Wars character.
he's so good. He's so fucking good. I I love him. I love him. He's like your dad. He's like your dad or like your cool uncle who makes all those bad jokes, but like you know that he knows that they're bad, and but you still laugh anyway because like
Mhm.
he's got the riz. He's rizzing everyone up all the time. That man should have been swimming in pussy. Obi-Wan Kenobi should have been drowning in pussy, but he's got the willpower to be like, no, no, I'm saving myself for marriage.
Or Satine.
Well, when he gets married to Satine, yes. Um, oh, my theory, or my counter theory for Giancarlo Esposito. I want to say this. Um, I think the New Republic just made him shave it. I think that's what they did. I think
Yeah,
when they got
I
him,
like that. I like that theory.
because like
You know,
they make you
we need
wear
to
a
make
certain
that
haircut in
canon.
prison.
Yeah,
You have
we
to.
need to make that canon. Is that like there's a moment where they shave his mustache,
Yeah, but I
and
think
he gets even more mad. Like it's like it really pisses him off. If there's
yeah.
anything that pisses him off more than it's than his clones getting destroyed, it's the fact that he had to shave his mustache when he got
I
arrested.
mean, yeah. To be fair, would you want to have someone have a weapon that powerful on their face? in a New Republic jail. Absolutely, you wouldn't. Like
I
that.
know.
That
They
mustache
would
is so
they would
powerful.
become top dog in whatever prison or amnesty program. Like
Oh
even
my
if the
god.
amnesty program didn't have a top dog, Giancarlo Esposito plus the mustache.
Yeah, I think
It's
it was for Gus Fring. I think it was for the last season of BCS.
oh
Um,
yeah, that's
yeah,
so funny.
that's I think that's the leading theory is he just had to shave it for Better Call
For
Saul.
Better Call Saul, huh?
But if he is a clone, that would actually be really cool. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think it was really the last thing I'll say about the finale is I think it was really cool to see Gideon snap a little bit because like before he was sort of just like cool, calm, collected.
Yeah, I mean
He
we
kept it
got that
300.
moment. We got that moment where like he really feels like he won in the episode before, which I enjoyed.
Oh
I
yeah,
I love that episode. Uh right before the finale.
yeah,
That
but
that is like some of the best stuff in that season happens in that episode.
yeah, and we've seen him be like afraid and stuff because like when he figured out that Luke was coming, um,
Yeah,
he got afraid, but we never really saw him get like super duper pissed, and we actually got to see him get super duper pissed, and that was
yeah, we
cool.
did, which
Yeah,
was good. I think like they gave us a good um amount of things in this season overall.
yeah,
I'm yeah, I'm still happy with how it turned out,
I
and I
think
will be
season
looking
two is
forward to
still the
watching it again.
best. Would you agree
Yeah.
with that?
Um, I don't know. I I I don't think I can. I I just like it's a good season. I like a lot of the stuff that happens in that season, but I think there's there's like episodes in that kind of like bring it down for me.
There's the Frog Lady episode. That is,
Yes, that is exactly what I'm talking about.
but other than that, it's all killer no filler. Other than that, it's all killer no filler.
Other than the Phil.
Well, so the pilot, right? He goes to Tatooine to find another Mandalorian. He doesn't find a Mandalorian, but he gets Boba Fett's armor, which brings Boba Fett back into
Into
the
the
plot.
show. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah. No,
part
I mean like I liked all of that too, but I think like I don't know. I think I still enjoy like each episode in the other seasons overall that it puts both of them above that second season for having that
I don't
happen.
know.
Also, I like a lot of the stuff in the other seasons. I mean, you know, I'm not
I
going
think
to deny that I didn't like the second season. It's just
season one had a lot of like season one didn't have a lot of good episodes. Like it had some very good episodes, but most of them were filler.
I loved season
And
1. I I thought season 1 did like
I think
some of the
that's the novelty. I think that's the novelty though. But like the
I don't
Jawas
know. I mean, it
thing,
was just like a very, unique Star Wars story. I like when they follow characters that are like new and that we haven't like met forever, like Bo-Katan. I like no Bo-Katan, but it's cool. I know Ahsoka, but it's cool. But I really like the Mandalorian, and I like I like his story the most. I like when it follows him.
I think altogether it works. But I think season one, when it was doing like weekly episodes, but like a lot of those episodes were really boring. Like the fucking Toro Calican episode. Are you really telling me that that's peak Star Wars?
What is that, Toro?
So the first episode where we meet uh Ming Na Wen as Fennec.
Oh, you mean like on Tatooine?
Yes, that first Tatooine episode. Are you telling me that that is peak Star Wars?
I mean, it's not my favorite episode, but I think it's all right. It was not like good when released in the weekly schedule, but I think in the season, I still kind of like it. You know, I like more bounty hunter stuff with the Mandalorian. Like, if we didn't get to do that, then like we probably wouldn't have more than just what happened in the premiere and with Baby Yoda. But he's like a real bounty hunter in the first season, and that episode
Yeah.
also like helps showcase that. But
I
that's
guess
all I
we
have
are gonna
about
I
it.
guess we're gonna get that in season 4. So we can look
Yes.
forward to that.
He will
So
be a
that'll be cool.
warden of some kind. He will be a
Yeah.
for hire. It's cool. It's cool. I like
Now
it. Yeah.
for the episode that we're doing for May 4th, that will be that'll be it. I want to propose that we do a Star Wars embargo until Ahsoka comes out.
Well, I've already
What
seen everything, but I mean, if you
like
have
we just
something in
don't even
mind,
bring it up. We just don't even bring it up. Just
oh,
completely taboo. Can't even say the words Star and Wars together in the whole show until Ahsoka comes out. I
that's
think we've really gone a little
that's
bit
fine
hard
with
on
me.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can talk about other things in
yeah,
this show. We got a lot that we can talk about.
yeah. So
This was
next week,
yeah,
we have something special going on next week. And then after that, there'll be the May 4th episode that we'll be, I think, recording on May 3rd or May 4th. Um,
yeah, but then we'll be done with Star Wars. We can
yeah,
talk about something else.
yeah. But yeah, I propose an embargo
I'm
after
good with
this.
that.
So yeah. Um, but who? Wait, hang on. Let me do some math here. I gotta figure out how much time has passed. All right, yeah. All right.
You want to get to your big red button?
I think we probably should. Yeah. I, do you have any ideas? Do you got
Nope,
any?
none.
Shit. I'm making you come up with one next time.
Yeah,
You're
you
doing
can't
it
make
next
me.
time. I I can.
I
I
made up
can.
last week's actually, so I proved myself wrong. But also, now it's your turn.
It's always my fucking turn. All right, I've got one.
All right, what is it?
You can teleport anywhere you want, but you change biological sex every time.
Yes. Okay, done. Great. I have that power now.
But you will turn into a woman.
Okay, what is the problem? This seems like
Boobs.
cool.
Big
I could
honking
gender I could
boobs.
I could gender swap and teleport
You would want to gender swap? Hang on. Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold up.
as
Hold
like a
up.
power. That's kind of cool. That's my opinion though.
Hold up. Hold up.
Would
Hold
you
up.
press the button?
No. Uh
No.
it depends. All right. So if there was like a cooldown where I legit had to be a woman for like an hour or so, no thank you. But if I could just teleport to the same place twice and just become a man again, that would be cool.
Okay, so
But
you
I
would take it conditionally, and I would take it. So cool. All right. This was a cool big red button.
that was easy. Yeah. uh,
All right then.
um
We have said quite a lot here, haven't we?
I don't know. This is actually pretty short. We're a couple
Well,
minutes short actually. Oh, I wanted to bring up something just real quick.
real
Um
quick.
Nintendo is being a bit of a bitch recently. Have
This
you
has
been
to be
hearing
very
about
quick.
that? Yeah.
No.
So they
Could we
copyright striked a dude twice, and here's the thing I really wanted to talk about. They literally are making a Nintendo modder, like a guy who did mods for Nintendo games. He has to pay like a certain amount on his salary for the rest of his life.
go?
Oh Jesus, what was that? Scared the
I
shit
don't
out of me.
know.
Yeah, your mic did a thing. Uh oh.
Yeah, I see that. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. But what do you think about Nintendo doing indentured servitude?
I mean, those are some pretty shitty practices, but I mean, it's not really something new of the company.
Yeah. All I'm gonna say is Nintendo is easily the worst of the big four major game studios, and nobody listens to me because all their fanboys are completely fucking brainwashed. That's all I'm gonna say. Um,
All right then.
yeah, I've been. Wait, no. I need to thank our patrons. Justin Connor, thank you very much for supporting us financially. It helps us do cool stuff like we're going to be doing next week. Stay tuned. Also, if you want to go get a shout out every episode for the whole month, go on over to patreon.com/IIHS podcast.
We shout you out right here.
Yeah, right here, right now. That's the $3 tier, and then the $5 tier gets you that same shout out, but also every single episode ad free early before it goes up on Tuesdays.
Yeah, early.
So that's pretty cool. That's pretty based. Honestly, I would take that deal. I would take that deal.
Pretty based.
Yeah. So you should definitely go over to patreon.com/IIHS podcast. Again, all one word, and go check it out. If you want to reach us on social media, we are at IIHS podcast on Twitter and Instagram. It's the best place to go for new episode going up. If you want to do Q&As,
check out more of this.
Yeah,
have it hotkeyed, unlike me.
Yeah, and on May 4th, we're going to be getting a very special treat, aren't we? Aren't we, Maxwell?
Yeah, so look forward to that.
Yeah, definitely head on over to that.
But in conclusion,
I've been incredibly influential.
And I have been highly successful.
And we will see you guys next week.